This movie tells a story about Diana, a young woman who lost her sight, finds a guide and a Chinese boy named Chin. Together, they will track down a dangerous killer through the darkness of Italy. First of all, this movie has promising ideas. Unfortunately, they quickly discarded as they emerge. A little unease is developed in the first half, and blindness is an interesting roadblock for the character, but there's no suspense, and the audience just hoping that the movie is willing to explain its ideas or at least go bananas with them. The opening sequence is promising as it builds a creepy sense of foreboding. Unfortunately, this sequence has virtually nothing to do with the narrative that follows. Then again, none of what is to come seems to have much to do with anything either. This movie is pushing through a lackluster plot with limited effort, as the execution lacks style and ferocity in this uneven tale of murder. There's not much to this film, which builds vague personalities for its first hour before switching over to an extended farmland chase in its final act, which finds Diana and Chin dealing with the dangers of the wild, including a snake-filled swamp. It doesn't go into deep psychological spaces, remaining on the edge of emotional inspection and building a bizarre relationship subplot with Diana and Chin. The sentimental stuff between Diana and Chin is more strange than touching, and it keeps the suspenseful material off screen for long stretches of time. This movie has an opportunity to go in many intriguing directions and even bring some of the dynamics up. Unfortunately, it's only settling for a fight for survival. Rather than utilizing Diana's lost sense as an avenue for stylistic innovation in the visual language, it seems as if her blindness had been written solely as a means to reach a particular ending. There is also no meaningful bonding, so the stakes never feel high. It's all incredibly routine, with an occasional burst of blood spray. Procedural additions are forgettable, and the antagonist carries very little presence in the film. The direction lacks some style, leaving the movie filled with stagnant scenes of distress instead of nail-biting and eye-popping ones. One sequence in which a couple of secondary characters are introduced and almost immediately bump off is so awkwardly executed that any cringes that it inspires are caused solely by the clumsy staging. A couple of the kills are gory enough. Unfortunately, they are staged in a manner so perfunctory. This movie is neither successfully terrifying nor shockingly grotesque, or even campy enough for one to enjoy in over-the-top derangement. It's all by the books and feels hastily constructed, never eliciting an adrenaline rush or reasons to invest. The identity of the killer itself is revealed about halfway through, which you might have figured out about 20 minutes earlier. All roads lead to a third act chase, which feels rushed with silly moments. Overall, considering who the director is, this movie is such a disappointment. We do not recommend this movie at all.